In this episode, I'll be bringing you up to date on my progress after playing Atlas Earth for 14 months. I'll include my profit and overall net earnings, as well as how my strategy has changed over the months as I've increased my tier level. And then I'll show my last 118 parcels I just bought today as I flip them over and show you the rarities. If this sounds interesting to you, please stand by. Hey, all you Atlas Earthlings. Once again, this is Bronze Dragon coming at you saying thanks for dropping by. As always, I appreciate the time you spend with me. Please leave a like on the video if you like this kind of content. And please think about subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. The numbers show that more than 60% of the people that watch my videos just aren't subscribed. So if you like it, please subscribe. It helps me out. Doesn't cost anything. And to those who are subscribed, thanks a lot. Okay, let's dive in and bring you up to date. Okay, so I'm providing this for two reasons. One, if you've been following my account along and want to know how I'm doing, this as well, but also for those who are new to the game, if you're new to Atlas Earth, this kind of will give you an idea of kind of the neighborhood if you play Atlas Earth and play it to, what do I want to see, if you're very active in it, kind of what you can be expect to be in the neighborhood of after about 14 months, because I'm not quite to 14 months, I'm within a few days, but we'll just call it 14 months. So I wanted to provide that, bring you up to date on what I've made with the account, as well as what my profit has been with the account and how my strategy have changed. Really, when we first started out, we talk a lot in Atlas Earth about tier jumping, okay? And the tier jumping comes from the point that as you buy parcels and the number of your parcels increase at certain points, and it just depends upon what country you play in, because a lot of countries play from different charts, which they can be referenced on the Atlas Earth support website. Your rent earned actually goes down for a certain portion of time, because your multiplier that you get for actually actively boosting goes down. So, and there's a period of time, if you just keep buying parcels without tier jumping, in other words, saving up a large amount of Atlas bucks to make that whole jump to what we call the break-even point of your next tier, then you end up losing money in rent for a certain portion of time. And we talk about this a lot, but what we don't talk about is the fact that as you go up in tiers, your tiers get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there are more parcels to buy in between each tier. And that's kind of what I've been encountering. So within the last couple months, I hit the 4 times tier, and it took me 2 months to work through the 4 times multiplier tier. And at the end of last month, in the end of May, that left me at the top of the 4 times multiplier tier at 1,100 parcels. Okay, my next tier, once I cross over, it goes into the 3 times multiplier, so my multiplier goes down, right? The top of that tier is 1,500. So 11 to 1,500 is the tier. 400 parcels. That's 40,000 Atlas bucks. That's a huge amount to save up, right? So obviously I couldn't do that within a month time period. Could I wait longer? Sure. But I'm not going to wait to save up that whole 40,000 to jump through that whole tier. So my next idea was, well, what is the break-even point? And the break-even point was at about 138 parcels. And everybody's going to be a little bit different, and you can reference the break-even points over on the Atlas Earth Calculator website, because he added them to the website. But I had saved up and saved up and saved up, and I was participating in the June challenge ladder, right? And I'd done a lot of challenges, and it's taken me longer. It's taken me several days longer to complete the June challenge ladder than the last few months. Partially because the point total went up from 1,500 to 1,700, but also partially for some reason I just didn't make as many Atlas bucks in the last month that I usually do. So I didn't have enough saved up. So my next idea, well, if I could at least get as many as I could, I wanted to get at least 100 because I wanted to go out and take another mayorship. And that's what I did. Today I went out and I took, I'm glad to report, I have my 4th mayorship in hand and I have it pretty solid. Interesting story, that's going to be what turned out to be 118 parcels that I bought today that I'm going to show after I get done discussing this. Okay, we're over here on the Atlas Earth calculator. You can see where my current math is standing. It's a weird number, I know. I like to usually end on like 1,200 or 1,225. I wanted to get 1,225. I just didn't have enough Atlas bucks. And I had to drive over to this place to get my mayorship. So I didn't want to drive over there again. So I just put as many down as I had, which ended up being, 118. So that brought me up to 1,218. And if you're interested, I was almost close to the break even because we can scroll down here and see that I'm on average $1.18 a day. Before I broke tier, I was at $1.19.4, so about a penny difference after 118 parcels. So from here, I can go ahead and keep building towards my 1,500 and put together a plan for next month, which hopefully, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it to the top of tier for July, but I'm going to try to get as far as possible. And within about another 25 parcels, I will be above my break-even point for this tier, and I will be, back into, the green, so to speak. But the key takeaway here is I wanted to go ahead and buy those parcels today because tomorrow the SRB starts. And just as is a common question, hey, why would you exceed tier limits? Well, the big reason is because the SRB, as you go up in tiers, that's where your primary profit goes. So I wanted to go ahead and add those extra 118 parcels so I can collect on them on the SRB. Okay, and a brief update on where I stand financially. After 14 months in Atlas Earth, playing pretty, I would say, playing a lot, putting a lot of time and effort into the game. I've made a little bit over 357 US dollars, and of that, almost $230 of that is in profit. The rest has gone to rent to Atlas Buck conversions, a little bit at a time, to fulfill challenge ladder, challenges. Usually the first 2 tiers each month, I do like $1 and $2, so a total of $3 per month, and then the $10 monthly ladder subscription, which I go ahead and I complete. I've completed every month since November when they started, and things have changed, and we've discussed that, but I still consider it a very strong value. If you can complete at least 60% of the challenge ladder, it's well worth that $9.99 to go ahead and subscribe because you end up getting that LPU on top of everything else. But you can see that I made almost $230 as far as profit goes. So just to kind of sum this all up before I show you the reveal of all the parcels, I think over time my strategy has morphed, and it's really been caused by the increase in the tier sizes, as well as trying to integrate my play with the challenge ladder and be able to buy parcels on a monthly basis. I try to stay at the top of tier as long as possible, and I'm coming up on the 2 times tier. So after I tackle the 3 times tier and I'm through that, then it's not too much longer. Once you make it to the 2 times tier, which I think is everybody's goal in the game, because once you get into the 2 times tier across the world, wherever you're playing for, eventually everybody becomes equal after you get into and it just depends upon what country you're playing for when you actually hit that mark, but everybody becomes equal and you stop having to worry about tier jumping and you can just buy parcels whenever you want. So over time, my strategy has changed kind of away from complete tier jumping just because the tiers have gotten so big, and really focused on, one, being able to complete my parcel buys for the challenge ladder to be able to complete that, and 2, trying to stay out of that area where I'm losing a bunch of money. And I just want to tell everybody to step back. A lot of times we're just talking about fractional money right here. We're talking, like I said, I didn't quite hit the break-even point, and I'm losing about a penny a day, maybe less than a penny a day. So we're not not talking about huge amounts of money. And I think I will make more than that up, being able to have that 118 extra parcels for this SRB, which actually starts tomorrow. So with that said, let me know in the comments section how you're doing in the month of June. Did you complete the challenge ladder? Have you become a mayor? How many places are you a mayor? This is my 4th, and I did complete the challenge ladder, so I'm very happy about that. It took me a few days extra this month. But until that, check out these parcels. Well, thanks for joining me. What'd you think? I think I everything was pretty much average. I was slightly above average on legendaries. While I was pulling them, I was like, "Wow, today's a good day." But interestingly enough, you might have seen during that footage that I was in an area that had extremely low cell signal. So I was standing on the corner, and I had like a 5-foot radius that I could actually move without losing the cell signal. So it was kind of challenging actually getting the parcels where I wanted to be. Either way, this has been Bronze Dragon. Once again, let me know in the comments how you're doing in the month of June for 2025. Otherwise, I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Atlas Earth.